The process that makes change possible in living things is called natural selection.
Members of a species with certain characteristics have an advantage over other members of that species who don't have those characteristics, because the species that do have the characteristics are living in more favorable conditions to mate.
Okay, in this lab, we're going to demonstrate natural selection. So in the paper bag, we have 50 almonds, 50 kidney beans, and 50 pinto beans. And the pinto beans are going to represent the environment they're hiding in. So one of us is going to be time for 3 minutes, and during the 3 minutes, we're going to remove one bean at a time without looking, and we're going to try to remove as many lima and kidney beans as we can. And we're going to use the shapes to identify the beans.
The significance of our result is that it shows that the almonds were not well adapted to the environment, aka the pinto beans, so they're more easily to find. We can find them more easily, and the kidney beans were more well adapted because they were camouflaged into the pinto beans, shape-wise.
We are here today looking at lichen. As you can see, this is lichen on this rock that is slowly decaying. Primary succession occurs when no soil exists, such as bare rock. The lichen secretes chemicals that helps break down the rock. These can destroy habitats and food webs. Secondary succession occurs as a result of a disturbance to an area where there's already soil and was once a home to living organisms. While primary succession can take hundreds of years, secondary succession only takes a few years. That's why grass and dandelions are an example of secondary succession, because they can reproduce rapidly after an disturbance.
Some people don't live in a sustainable way. So when they litter, it actually causes the ecosystem a lot of impact, such as this battery. They don't know that actually it leaks dangerous chemicals into the soil, which harms the ecosystem slowly and the organisms around it. The area around us right now is the effect of urbanization. Right now we're in the classroom, and outside there's the busy road, and there's stores and schools, buildings all over the place. Land use refers to the way we use the land for forestry, mining, and just roads for us to use. This area around us all over the place used to be part of an ecosystem, but we changed it so we could urbanize it. Deforestation is the practice of logging trees and lumber for human use. Because this is rapidly increasing, and this affects animals, ecosystems, and habitats of organisms. And this leads to soil degradation.
Most ecosystems are composed of native species, which are plant and animals that naturally inhabit an area. And some ecosystems may have invasive species. These species can take over native species habitats, and they can invade their bodies, thus weakening their immune systems. They can compete with native species for resources such as food and habitat. This will disrupt the balance of shared resources that native species have already established. Also, introduced predators may have a great impact on prey's population. The prey may not have adaptations that will help them fight off the predators. Invasive species can make a habitat unsuitable for native species. As you can see, this sensitive area has been treated for invasive species and has been replanted with natural vegetation.